Roll call.
Mayor Kennedy.
Here.
Owen is excused. Commissioner Nelson is also excused. Commissioner Cronwell. Here. Commissioner Bailey.
Here.
Commissioner Atwood.
Here.
Commissioner Reek is also excused, along with Commissioner Seligman.
You have a quorum. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of our last meeting held on February 1st. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Thank you. Moved by Commissioner Atwood. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Bailey. Any corrections to the minutes?
I did have a question.
Yes.
I noticed that there was a rather robust discussion that we had that wasn't really reflected in the minutes with regards to residents' concerns. And I was just wondering if we could reflect that to some extent.
Okay. Do you know who produced the minutes? I'm asking the deputy clerk here. Do you know who produced the minutes for our last meeting? Is there any way you could go back and add a little more about that discussion? Okay. So we'll tell you what, because that's going to be a substantive change then, if we're going to be adding something to the minutes, I'm going to ask then that we defer the minute approvals till our next meeting. So we'll have 2 minutes for approval at the next meeting. And if you could add a paragraph or two about that robust discussion and then send them back out to us, please. Okay, so we'll, if you withdraw your motions to approve the minutes, sorry about that.
Withdrawn.
Okay. All right. So we'll have February and March minutes for approval in April. Thank you. We have 4 items for consideration this evening. The first item, normally our public hearings go first. So we have before us a public hearing to rezone the City of Glendale parcel 5812 and 5820 North Green Bay Road in the City of Glendale. Those are 2 tax parcels. And this to rezone it from a B4 office research service business district to an M1 warehouse light manufacturing. At our last meeting, that was actually part of that robust discussion at our last meeting. And now tonight we have the public hearing. So I'm going to open the public hearing on the rezoning. This is one of, I believe, 4 parcels that we have looked at that were spot zoning. We did rezone one already last year. We have 2 others that'll come before us in the next months or next year. But this one is before us now. So I'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone wishing to speak in the public hearing about the rezoning of 5820 North Green Bay Road? You don't see anyone in the chamber. Is there anyone on the Zoom? If so, you may unmute and state your name and address. Okay, second call. Is there anyone wishing to speak in the public hearing? Third and final call. Anyone wishing to address the Plan Commission on the rezoning of 5812 and 5820 North Green Bay Avenue? All right, hearing none, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Cronwell. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Atwood. All those in favor of closing the public hearing on the rezoning, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? The public hearing is now closed. Before us is a recommendation from staff that we refer back to the Common Council, a recommendation that 5812 and 5820 North Green Bay Road be rezoned from a B4 office research service business district to an M1 warehouse light manufacturing office and service district. Someone like to make a motion to refer back to the council?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Bailey. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Atwood. All right. Any discussion? All right. All those in favor of referring or recommending back to the council the rezoning, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. That'll be referred back to the council. Okay, we have before us now 3 items of new business. First is Plan Commission conditional use permit public hearing on dog training for Elite Milwaukee. And this was not one that we scheduled. This is one that staff scheduled the hearing. So Mr. Stubbe, could you tell us about this, this project, please, and your recommendation?
The proposals.
Your mic is not on.
To have a
Is the mic not working? Because the people on the Zoom can't hear you if we don't have a mic. So There we go.
There we go.
Perfect.
Very good.
The proposal is to have a dog training school in the Kivley building at 2000 West Bender Road. It's called the Glendale Business Center. It's the more easterly of the Kivley buildings. Staff's recommendation in this matter is that the Plan Commission grant conditional use permit approval for Dog Training Elite Milwaukee for use as a dog training school and its office with the following requirements. One, that all landscaping features be maintained and replaced or replenished whenever necessary. Two, all signs be compliant with the Glendale sign code. Three, that the dumpster enclosure be emptied on a regular basis so as not to create a health, sanitation, or odor problem. Three, all City of Glendale building, fire, and health codes being carried out to the satisfaction of the building inspector, North Shore Fire Department, and North Shore Health Department. And four, compliance with State of Wisconsin Department of, just State of Wisconsin requirements for ADA parking.
Thank you. Is there someone here representing Dog Training Elite? Good evening. If you'd like to come up here to the table and tell us introduce yourself, tell us your name and tell us about your project. And while they're getting situated, Mr. Stubbe, this was properly noticed to the public for the public hearing tonight. And it's a public hearing because of the conditional use.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Good evening.
I'm Mary Stallman.
I'm Dirk Stallman.
Okay, so tell us about your business and why you chose Glendale.
So the business is mine, and it is a franchise. It's based out in Utah.
Actually, I'm sorry, we are all hearing you, but I'm just realizing the little light is not on the microphone, so the people on the Zoom are not hearing you. So speak directly into the mic and see if the little light comes on.
I think
Perfect.
There it is.
See that little red light when it comes on that says that means they can hear you if they're on the Zoom. So,
Okay, now you can hear me. Now
if you could start over then with your name again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mary Stallman, and Dog Training Lead is my business, and I brought it into Wisconsin. It's been open since August. And one of the reasons that I was attracted to Dog Training and Lead is that I actually, as a trainer, go into people's houses where I train dogs within their houses. And then after so many in-home visits, we have group classes as well. And right now the group classes are being held at Clutch Park. And one thing that I have realized is that most people do not want to come out in the wintertime outside to train their dogs for an hour. And so that was one of the big reasons that we realized we needed to have an indoor location. The group classes are held on the weekends on Saturdays. They're an hour long in length. They are for all dogs that have gone through the obedience training. So it's a very controlled setting and group of dogs. We try to average about 8 dogs and their owners in a class at a time. The business will also be obviously my location for doing business, but I can also have the ability to offer some in-business training for those that are not comfortable with me either coming into the house or they're too far away, and will travel towards me for that.
Thank you. Open up to members. Questions. Commissioner Cromwell?
Having some short girl problems right now, so if you can see me. I see you. So just to clarify, the neighborhood around you, is there any concern, would there be any point in time where the dogs would be off leash outside of the training environment? And if so, what precautions would be taken to ensure the safety of the people in the environment?
Dogs are not off leash. They come already that way. That is one of the set rules to have the group class. We really would be indoors because that is the ideal for that. In the wintertime, when we're going to be outside, we'll be at Clutch Park.
And on leash.
Oh, and on leash, yes. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, so now I'm going to open the public hearing. This is a conditional use, and so conditional uses are required to have a public hearing. This has been properly noticed to the public. So I'm going to open the public hearing. Is there anyone wishing to speak in the public hearing regarding the conditional use for Dog Training Elite to operate at 2000 West Bender Road? Okay, not seeing anyone in the chamber wishing to be recognized. If you're on the Zoom and you wish to be recognized to speak in the public hearing, you may unmute and state your name and address. All right, second call. Anyone wishing to speak in the public hearing? And third and final call. Anyone wishing to speak in the public hearing on the conditional use permit for Dog Training Elite? Seeing no one wish to be recognized, I would entertain a motion from one of the commissioners to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Cronwell. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Atwood. All those in favor of closing the public hearing, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The public hearing is now closed. We do have before us a recommendation from staff to approve the conditional use subject to, was it from up on that page? Was it 4 conditions? Thank you. Would someone like to make a motion?
So moved.
Okay. By Commissioner Cromwell.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Atwood. All those, any discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Welcome to the city of Glendale. Thanks. All right, the next item this evening is Plan Commission use and occupancy review for Curry and Momo House Himalayan Restaurant at 6969 North Port Washington Road. Mr. Stubbe, could you tell us about your recommendation, please?
Yes, staff recommends that the Plan Commission grant use and occupancy approval for Curry and Momo House Himalayan Restaurant to utilize Suite B120 as a Himalayan, which will be Nepali and Indian cuisine specialty restaurant with the following requirements. One would be Common Council review and approval of any request to serve beer and wine or etc. 2, if such license is approved by the council, beer and wine shall only be served in open containers to be consumed only within the restaurant inside the building. 3, signage permits per the existing Glendale Market Plan Sign Program, as well as the Glendale Sign Code. 4, business hours to comply with Glendale Code 7.154 and 7.215 as applicable. 5, all City of Glendale building, fire, and health codes being carried out to the satisfaction of the building inspector, North Shore Fire Department, and North Shore Health Department. Finally, compliance with state of Wisconsin requirements for ADA parking.
Thank you. Anybody here representing Curry and Momo House Himalayan Restaurant? Good evening. Would you like to come up and introduce yourselves and tell us about your restaurant? So as I mentioned to the folks before, when you're speaking, if the little red light comes on, then the folks can hear you on the Zoom. If the little red light doesn't, just start, when you start talking, it'll come on. So, or it should.
Hello?
Yep,
Yeah.
perfect. There we
Okay,
go.
Thank you.
So-
Okay, my name is Teng Che.
And this is Eku.
Our wife and husband team, we decided to let's just give you guys a little quick introduction. We're born and raised in Nepal, and we moved to Alaska around 20 years ago. Actually, I moved 30 years ago. Then during the pandemic, I used to work in the construction, and wife worked as a waitress, mostly in an Indian and Nepalese restaurant in Alaska. Then pandemic hit, I lost my job and she lost her job. And we have close relatives live nearby at Shorewood and Whitefish Bay area. So we decided to just pack our stuff and come down, and thought about looking for a job, for construction job, but you know, decided construction jobs like always took me away from home months at a time. So we decided to do something new. So wife came up with the plan to open up a restaurant because she's got a little background in it. So here we are.
Wonderful. Well, I appreciate you considering the city of Glendale. And you know, one of the things that we have supported are having locally owned businesses as opposed to chain restaurants. And we've been very supportive of a lot of others that have come before us in the past. It's really helpful to have people that live here in the community who own and operate a small business. And so appreciate you choosing the city of Glendale for your location.
We're very glad to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah. And I'll open it up to members of the commission for any questions. Commissioner Bailey, go ahead.
One question. Do you anticipate this being more dine-in or do you anticipate any delivery or carry out?
It all depends, I guess, depending on the coronavirus situation, but we plan on having a dine-in and to go and delivery as well.
Any other questions, members of the commission?
Yeah. I just want to just say welcome to Glendale. I'm very excited to eat your food. I live nearby.
Thank you.
It's dinner time and I haven't had dinner, so I'm sure others here as well. So appreciate bringing a new option that doesn't exist currently. So there's definitely an untapped market there. So.
Well, actually, one question I did want to clarify from this drawing here. It looks like suite B120. Is that a full, like, is that the same size as the other suites next door to it? Or is that like a half compared
It's deeper wise, like go all the way deep. It's all the way back and front, but it's a little narrower than like Samurai.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
But a little bigger than the King's Walk.
Okay, okay, thank you.
It's basically 2,000 square foot to be specific.
Sure, okay.
Any other questions? Okay, we have a recommendation from staff to grant occupancy and approval subject to 5 conditions. Would someone like to make a motion based on the staff recommendation?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Bailey. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Atwood. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Motion carries. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you know a timeline? I'm assuming you'll have to do some build out work inside. It wasn't a restaurant before, but.
Yeah, I used to be Dickie's Barbecue, but they didn't have a hood system like Kitchen Hood. They had a barbecue stove.
Sure.
So they took that out and we have to build the kitchen, put a hood system, kitchen hood, and
so you won't be ready for dinner tonight, is what
not tonight. Couple
Okay.
months, give or take, couple months.
How many months?
2 months maybe.
Okay, fantastic. Let us know when you open. We love to do ribbon cuttings to come out and support our local businesses as they open. So
we appreciate it. Thank you. Looking forward to see you guys all there.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and our final item of new business tonight is a certified survey map for 1717 West Civic Drive and 5820 North Green Bay Avenue. Mr. Stubbe?
The necessary action this evening for the Plan Commission is to recommend that the Common Council approve the certified survey map with the requirements of payment of the $205 administrative fee, making any required technical corrections to the document, and payment of city engineer CSM technical review fees and other fees, if any.
All right, thank you. So we do have, and does this have to go back to the Common Council as well? So our recommendation tonight is to refer it back to the Common Council?
Correct.
Okay, so can I have a motion to refer back to the Common Council, approval of the certified survey map for 1717 West Civic Drive and 5820 North Green Bay?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Cronwell. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Bailey. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then our final item tonight is just that our next meeting would be held on April 5th, which happens to be election day, and these chambers are one of the polling places. So we need to move our meeting for the month of April to April 12th. Can I have a motion to move our April meeting, please?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Cromwell, seconded by Commissioner Bailey. All those in favor of rescheduling the April meeting 1 week later, please say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Motion carries. And finally, we need a motion to adjourn. Unless nobody wants to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay. Moved by Commissioner Atwood. Thank you, Commissioner Cromwell, for seconding. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? We stand adjourned. Did it.